The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericaempowerment.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Dr. MaryOz's Radical Change Now radio program. Today you will learn how to combine healing and the law of attraction to better your own life in mere weeks. Join us on our journey, which starts right now. Here's your host, Dr. MaryOz.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Radical Change Now show here on the Empowerment Channel at Voice America. Today we have a very special guest. I've asked Christy Whitman to join us for the hour, and she's going to talk to us today about deliberately designing your awesome future. So welcome, Christy.
Hi, Dr. Mary. I'm so thrilled to be here.
Oh, it's so nice to have you.
I have to say something. Can I just say something before? I've worked with a lot of clients and certified a lot of people throughout, the years through the Quantum Success Coaching Academy, and been able to have the pleasure of mentoring, a handful of people. And you are one of my favorite people on the planet. And I just love you, and I'm so proud of you. And so, of course, when you asked me to come on your show, it was an absolute yes. So I'm so thrilled to have this chunk of time with you today.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate those comments, and I appreciate that feedback. And I as well, I just have a lot of respect for you as a coach, as a law of attraction expert. I also know you from Lightbody. I mean, there's so many different ways that I'm connected to you. And what I really wanted to share today on the show, starting off, was I just wanted to thank you because I did have the opportunity to mentor with you one-on-one. And I've done a lot of coaching with a lot of people. And what I found happened when I worked with you one-on-one was my entire energy shift. So you and I talked a lot about being more than doing. Yes. And you had me meditating, which is not an easy task to get Dr. MaryOz to meditate. And you had me sitting still for a while. And all of that really made a very big difference in my life. So I want to thank you for that.
Oh, you're so welcome. My honor.
So I remember when we were working together, I really did share with you some little dreams, some big dreams, and I even shared with you some things I call wow dreams, like dreams that make us happy over the top, like right. Over the moon. Mm-hmm. But one of the dreams I had shared with you is I wanted to have my own radio show, and here we are. So, how cool, I love when you have a coach that delivers results. So how cool is that? And I didn't really, go ahead.
I'm just so proud of you because, a lot of people can dream and a lot of people can write it down, but it's like you did whatever it took both energetically and physically to make it happen. I mean, we're both physical and metaphysical, and, you can feel good all day, but unless you take the action, nothing is going to happen in this physical world. And you could be taking action all day long, but you're just driving instead of being led. And it's just so much harder. And so you just literally are such a great example of someone that takes alignment first and momentum, and I'm just so proud to see how everything is just unfolding in front of you.
Well, that's one of the messages I'm hoping that our audience gets today is that, there's so much more to really manifesting that we realize, but once we get it, we never would give it up, right? Once you really learn how to do it well, you never walk away from it. But so I do have the radio show, and then I was sharing with you right before the show, another big dream of mine came true because in February, we're going to be actually launching the Radical Change Now TV show online. So that's
so happy cool for you. That's amazing. I'm just celebrating you right now. It's incredible. I'm just so proud of you.
And it really is about letting go and learning to trust. And I think that's something that our audience really needs to hear and resonate with today is that, if you're trying to get the law of attraction to work in your life and it hasn't been working, you probably have something going on where either you don't have enough knowledge, you're not trusting, or you're not letting go. And those are the kinds of things that we're going to go over today.
So, well, can I even just jump in here because I think this just needs to be said because a lot of people say, well, law of attraction doesn't work for me, or, law of attraction is not working. And what we have to come from the premise is that law of attraction is working all day, every day. It doesn't stop. It doesn't choose one person or another. It's all the time. So it's just something that's happening. We're the ones that have the influence. And that's why it's important to understand the law of deliberate creation, because that's where we, as the energy being, the only thing that's really, sending out signals all day, every day, when we attract the other things to us, we get to become the creator of our lives.
Awesome.
And if it's not working, then we get to adjust. And when we adjust, it changes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad you shared that. Last week, we just kicked off our beginning of the law of attraction. We had the first 4 weeks on Ho'oponopono healing. Mm-hmm. And last week, I took the opportunity to really share with the audience about, do you know about the law of attraction, but do you also know about the law of deliberate intent? And you're so right. It's so important that you start there and you really understand that first.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, and then tell us a little bit about this amazing life you have.
Let me just start, 20 years ago. I won't go that deep into it, but 20 years ago, I found myself just really unhappy, and I had everything that I was told to go for, career, money, perfect little body, all that stuff. I had that, and money in the bank, boyfriend, that kind of stuff. But I was so unfulfilled inside, and I started seeking. And when I became a seeker of trying to find that hole that just could not get filled up, I started meditating, and I started realizing that I'm not just this physical person in this life, worried about bills or, a boyfriend or whatever. There's so much more going on here. And so that's when I attracted the universal laws into my life. And I just started, applying it in my life. And about 5 years in, I literally just couldn't recognize. I remember all the things that I was living. I was married to a really wonderful man, which before I used to date total just unavailable guys, all addiction issues, kind of just not what was the best kind of person for me. But that's where I was, because that's the level of havingness that I had, and that's what I allowed. But I was, married to this great guy, lived in this really nice house. I had a great career, money in the bank, really healthy, fit body. And again, it was like I was wanting even more. And so I kept attracting more and more people, situations, books, information about the universal laws. And I kept applying it, and my career would go off. And so one time I became an author, and I had a vision of my book during a meditation. And then that night at 1:05 in the morning, I was woken up by a voice in my head just talking to me about the first sentence, the first, paragraph, first chapter of what's going on in my book. And I just, for 7 nights in a row, got woken up at the same time, and I became an author. I got my book published, and there's more to obviously the story. But so during that time, I started speaking in spiritual bookstores and in churches, and people asked me to start coaching them. And I had no idea what that was. And I started to just tell them, call me on the phone and I'll help you through with whatever you're going through. And people started having really big changes in their life. And I loved it. I loved doing that. So that was my path to becoming a coach. But who I am now, it's I really do feel like I have a having it all life. Is there contrast that happens, meaning things that I don't want in my life? Yes. Is there, I'm human, so I have same, some days I have worries, other days I have fears. Sometimes I don't necessarily behave as a perfect person, because there is no such thing. But my life is really beautiful. I have a husband that we've been married 10 years this month. And just our relationship has gone through ups and downs, but we have just a really beautiful relationship. 2 amazing boys that are 7 and 8 now. I cannot believe it. Mm-hmm. And they're the coolest kids, just the coolest boys. And, I have a multi-million-dollar business out of coaching, and I just love what I do. I just feel so blessed that, I get to show up and get to connect with someone like you, Dr. Mary, and that's called work. So,
Wow. So first of all, happy anniversary to you and Frederick.
Thank you.
I'm sure you guys are celebrating all month.
We are.
I love that you're saying like it just happened naturally for you, right? Like you can recognize there was a time where life just wasn't working as well as I wanted it to. And then the manifesting, the law of attraction came into your life. You kept seeking. And then there was this natural course of you becoming a coach, which kind of coming across what's your purpose in life. And it found its way to you.
I was
What
led.
was it? What was that?
Led. I was led.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely led. Very cool.
Yeah.
So, and I also love how you're saying too, I have this amazing life. I love my life, but it's not perfect, right?
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, I going through transition right now in my life, decisions to make, but they're good decisions. I mean, when tragedies happen, like what happened this past weekend, that affects me. If something like that happens, it affects all of us on some level. Some of us are just aware of it or not, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
Some people just close down to it, don't want to think about it, don't want to do anything about it. And sometimes it takes something that close to home to wake us up. And I just think that things that are happening right now, I don't know why, and I don't have all the answers, but I do believe it's to wake us up. And we have a choice of how we move forward in our lives. Do we want to stay in fear and freak out about, oh my God, my dad said, I don't like you when you go to concerts and I don't want you to go to concerts. I'm like, Dad, I'm not going to live my life in fear, but it's like, but I hold in my heart that that people are good and that we can, from my perspective and for everybody that I know, it's like we choose our thoughts, we choose our experience. I mean, let's choose the qualities and characteristics of the divine, like kindness and generosity and love and, things like that instead of hate and competition and, and all of that. I mean, obviously, you do what you do to do what this man did. I didn't even think we were going to talk about this. I'm sorry, Dr. Mary. It's amazing because how much pain was this person in to do something like that? And it's like our brothers and sisters are hurting out there right now.
Yeah. And it's true, like, we might not know. We'll probably get some more answers, right, as the news and they investigate and you hear things. But we may never truly understand or truly know what went on. But, it's this comparison of like, so someone who did something so horrendous this past weekend, which we all feel for, and then compared to a life, though, say like yourself, where you've really, not only for yourself, but you're out there teaching people. It matters what you think. It matters what you feel, and it matters what you believe. And when you can align those things and focus on what you want versus what you don't want, we don't do harm to others, but we actually make a difference in people's lives.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So 2 quick questions before we move on. So when you think of, let me go to this question based on what we're talking about right now. So sometimes life really does get rough, right? And the law of attraction can help us, and manifesting can help us, and having a good life can help us. But something like this past weekend, you're right, people are going into worry, right? People are worried about, should my children go out in public? Should I, in New York, should I go into the city? Mm-hmm. So is it fair to say that you don't worry anymore, or would you say you do something different because of your knowledge of the law of attraction?
Well, I think my initial reaction on things is a tendency as a human, like everybody else, to go into worry, because I had a grandmother that could have beat anybody at the Olympics on worrying. She was like a worry wart. I mean, if there was something to worry about or something not to worry about, she was worrying. So I have that went through to my mother. She's a complete worry person. My dad's a worry. So for me, that was one of those patterns I really had to change and let go of, right? But it still happens, and it's a trigger. But I now have the tools to say, wait a minute, that's focusing on what I don't want. I want to focus on what I do want. Right. So instead of everybody continuing to focus on worrying and what's the worst thing that could happen, what's the best thing that could happen?
Right. Absolutely. And we also call that having it all, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I know with my clients, often I'm helping them realize there's always a possibility to have it all and raise your having level. And that information has really come from studying under you and working with you. So I know you have some certain beliefs about having it all. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, for me, having it all, we kind of have this picture. When most people hear, it's kind of one of those phrases, oh, she's got it all, or he's got it all. When we have that, oh, she's got it all. She's got a husband, kids, the body, the career, that's money in the bank, whatever. That's not necessarily what everybody sees as a picture of having it all. And so we get to define our own having it all. My best friend, she feels like she has her having it all life. And she's very clear about who she is. She knew she didn't want to have kids. And she, didn't want to ever get married. But she's been with the same person for 25 years. They don't have kids. They never got married. She loves her, but what she does. She's got a great life. That for her, she's so satisfied and happy in her life. That's having it all for her. For somebody else, it might be having kids and being a stay-at-home mom and not having a career. For me, It was having a creative expression in like what I do and also having my kids. I don't feel like I have to choose like between one or the other. I can have both. And I was even told when I was pregnant with Maxim, who's my second, by a friend of mine. She said, Oprah said, it's always those kind of things. Oprah said that you can have it all, just not all at the same time. And I was like, well, that's just, I love Oprah. I have so much respect for Oprah. For me, that feels limiting.
Right.
And I just know that one thing I do know and feel is that we are unlimited beings. And in lack and limitation in any kind just feels bad.
Yeah, just doesn't work. And
yeah.
So the name of the book is The Art of Having It All, A Woman's Guide to Unlimited Abundance. And if you were going to take just one message or lesson from the book for our audience today, what would you want them to know?
That they get to decide what their life looks like in all aspects of their lives, and they have the power to create it.
And really what you were also saying is, but it all starts with clarity, right? So you wanted one thing, your best friend wanted another, but it starts with, you have to have the clarity of knowing what you want.
Yep. But the whole life, all of life is about learning what you want. Contrast shows up to make us go, oh, I don't want that, but I do want this. Everything is a moment of clarifying and refining and getting more and more zeroed into what you want. And it's a process, and let's have fun doing it.
Absolutely. That's the other important part of the lesson is let's not just do it, but let's have fun doing it. Right?
Yeah.
So where could our audience get a hold of this particular book if they wanted to check out The Art of Having It All?
They could go to any online booksellers like Amazon.com, or any of the bookstores are able to order it for them if it's not already in their bookstores. So, you could also go to ChristyWhitman.com or theartofhavingitall.com.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. So, Christy, we're going to take a quick break, but I'm going to remind our audience, don't go too far. Stay with us, because when we come back, Christy and I are going to continue our conversation. We're going to talk about her amazing coaching program, and we're going to take a deep dive into some insights that if the law of attraction isn't working in your life or working well enough for you, we're going to help you understand why and tell you how to change that. See you in a few.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit Facebook.com/Voice America.
Dr. Mary Oz's Radical Change Coaching Program will help you set a healing foundation in your life and teach you how to manifest more of what you want. Are you ready to get the results and radical change you have been longing for too long? Very often our clients tell us that this is the most powerful coaching they have ever received. Come join us and start living life with more results, more love, more wealth, health, and peace, as well as inspiration. For more information, call Coach Sam at 1-833-447-CHANGE. Need help deciding if our Radical Change Coaching Program is right for you? Apply for a free strategy session with one of our coaches. Be prepared to dive deep and identify the areas in life in which you need healing and transformation. Together, we will clarify how to close the gap from where you are to where you want to be and discover what's possible now. How would it feel to get big changes in less than 30 days for you, your loved ones, and your business? Apply now by calling Coach Sam at 1-833-447-CHANGE or visit us at RadicalChangeNow.com.
If If you think you've seen online TV before, let us surprise you.
VoiceAmerica.tv is online now.
The leader in live internet talk radio has done it again. Multiple channels, a state-of-the-art viewing experience, live and on-demand programs streaming 24 hours a day. It's exactly what you want, when you want it.
VoiceAmerica.tv.
From health and wellness to business, sports, and everything in between. Discover our new world. Visit VoiceAmerica.tv now and experience the future of online television.
VoiceAmerica.tv.
Take us on the go. It's even easier now. The Voice America Talk Radio Network has launched our mobile app for iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry. Visit the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market to download the app powered by Aircast. It's free and no registration is necessary. In minutes, you could be enjoying your favorite Voice America Talk Radio host, no matter where you are, in the car, out and about, while traveling, or anytime you can't be close to your computer. Catch up on the archives you've missed or discover new shows on the spot. Search Voice America at your favorite app store.
Have you friended us on Facebook yet? Why not? Just go to Facebook.com/Voice America or search for the keywords Voice America. Once you are part of our Facebook network, you'll receive daily messages about what's happening with our shows, this week's featured guests, and new happenings of the Voice America Talk Radio Network. And you can add your voice to the always active discussions on our wall. Just go to Facebook.com/Voice America or search for Voice America.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog, Press Pass? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective. Plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at vapresspass.com. That's vapresspass.com. VA Press Pass by Voice America. All access, all the time.
We're making it easier to listen to the Voice America Talk Radio Network live wherever you go on iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android. Download it from the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
You are listening to Radical Change Now with Dr. Mary Oz. If you'd like to participate in our discussion today, the phone lines are open. Reach us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. Let's get back to Radical Change Now. Here again is Dr. Mary Oz.
So welcome back. We're here for our second segment of the show today, and we're here with Christy Whitman, and she's going to be sharing with us all about law of attraction and coaching and how to get the law of attraction to work in your life. So I wanted to ask you, Christy, I know you're just finishing a big launch, a QSCA launch, which stands for Quantum Success Coaching Academy. It's actually how I met you. I met you in the coaching program that I took, and I actually consider it to be the best law of attraction coaching certification program in the world. So maybe you could tell us about your QSCA program.
Well, I would have to agree with you, Dr. Mary. No.
Well, we tend to agree on a lot of things.
That's true, we do. No, I'm really proud that I was the person that got to birth that amazing program, and I'm grateful for all the people that it's lives that it's helped. You know, the people that have gone through it, and all the people that have been coached by those that have gone through it, because it is life changing. So yeah, what do you want to know about it?
So I know for me it was amazing because I actually knew a lot about the law of attraction program, and actually there's a funny story, and I've told you this story. So I was actually following another mentor who, she was not my mentor, but she's out there helping people in the coaching world and doing what's called intuitive coaching, and she had a similar first name, and I was watching her videos, and somehow your videos also popped up, and I remember being really impressed with your presentation, and I decided to take a day or two and decide, which coaching program do I want to join? And then I decided, you know what, I know a lot about the law of attraction. Intuitive coaching is new. So I went to sign up for intuitive coaching, and the universe redirected my application somehow to you. And the next thing I know, the first day of class, I'm on the call, and I'm I'm in the law of attraction program. What happened here? So, but even though I knew a lot about the law of attraction back then, it was really in that coaching certification program that I birthed my Ho'oponopono Radical Change program. So I would definitely want the audience to know that it's not just an amazing coaching certification program if you want to know about law of attraction and build a law of attraction coaching business, but it actually helped me build my first online coaching program.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. I've had people that for years and years have followed Abraham and, watched or followed many people from The Secret and, so thought that they nearly knew a lot about law of attraction and had applied it in their lives and, saw some positive things happen. But it wasn't until they came into the QSCA and they started applying it. And as you know, Mary, we take people, take the students through the processes and teach them so many different tools. And as you start to consistently apply them and start to shift your energy, because everything is energy, your life really dramatically changes and your consciousness expands. And it just really asks it asks you to step into a completely different life, which is, where it's like you're being led instead of being driven. You get to choose when you see the contrast to how you really want to feel, and then be, easily choosing the feelings that you want to have instead of waiting for something to happen. Because most of us time we think, well, I want to make more money. If I had more money, I'd have more security. If I had more security, I'd be happy. So therefore I need to make more money to be happy. And it's like, no, you could do that the long way around. I used to do that. Didn't work. But I choose to just be happy or content or free or successful or whatever feeling I want to feel. And then I draw those opportunities and situations and, things to me. Do I still have to work and get out of my house and, write emails and show up in places? Yes, because I'm a physical being. But doing it that way, creating your life the way you want to have your life from both, knowing your inner world and your outer world, your world is just different. And especially coming from a place of abundance instead of lack, knowing that you're not, anytime you feel constriction, that's limitation. And limitation for us does not feel good, because if we are connected with our divine, that divine in us is always in the place of expansion and abundance.
Absolutely. Yeah. So one of the things as being part of your program is I find too, I meet some of the most amazing people that are in your QSCA program. Like I have a very good friend, Lisa Sanfilippo. Her and I just met through your program. She's a coach, I'm a coach, and we actually keep in touch on a bi-weekly basis just to help each other in our businesses. Well,
that makes a lot of sense, because Lisa's amazing too. So I'm thrilled to hear that you guys are connected. So go ahead.
Give a shout out to Lisa. I love Lisa. And she's just an amazing person. She has a lot to offer nurses, and she's getting her program out there. But it's so refreshing to know, like, on a every other week basis, I can reach out to someone who's like-minded, who's amazing, who's special. And, you just meet people that really want to make a difference for themselves. And then often they want to make a difference for other people too.
Absolutely. It's great to have that type of community. It's really amazing. We had a QSCA member that had passed a couple weeks ago, and it was so great to have everybody just come together as a community. And just when things in life happen like that, just because I think a lot of times people think, well, if you work with law of attraction, your life is then going to be perfect and nothing bad is ever going to happen. I've had many different things happen in the 20 years. I had a tragic death of my sister. She committed suicide. I had my son when he was 2 months of age, almost die, and he was rushed to the hospital and had to have open heart surgery. Wow. I've been through a divorce before. I've had, been fired from a job before, which was like never in my life, and that meant like I was a bad person if I was fired from a job, so all that rewiring and each time we have events, whether it's something like that's totally out of our control, or if it's something that, it's in our own personal life, when there's contrast, you can learn how to navigate using tools so that your life doesn't continue, like that one event doesn't destroy and define the rest of your life.
Right. Absolutely. So, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show today was to really help out the people that feel like law of attraction doesn't work for me. I'm frustrated. I've been at it for a while, and it's just kind of failing me at this time. So what advice would you give people that are still stuck in believing that the law of attraction isn't working, or they really haven't learned yet, like we were talking about earlier, how to fully cooperate with the law of attraction?
Well, what I would say is that you need more information, because first of all, you can't. Again, I said this already, but I will repeat it because it's really important. The law of attraction is working all day, every day for every single person. It's not like it takes you could turn on the light and turn off the light. It's always 24/7, like always. And it's for every single person. It doesn't matter if you're in Canada or the United States. It doesn't matter where you live. So it's working. So let's just call that the given, right? I think there's in math, you have like the denominator and that, like whatever is like the given. I don't know. But that's just there. And then what we do with it, with our own energy, then starts to attract things to us. Now, there's so much more to this because this is a very complex universe. This isn't just like, thoughts create your reality in a minute and that's what happens. There's so much more going on, but to the basis of everything that has to be understood, and not just from a concept, but from an energetic, real life, living through it, experience, is that we have to understand that everything is energy. And that when we are thinking negative thoughts about a driver that just cut us off, and we continue that negativity and throw energy, that's shooting your energy out. You are sending signals of energy out. When we are having constant criticism and judgment of, whomever, that's energy signals that are going out. When we're jealous, when we're envious, when we're, feeling like whatever we have in our life, whether it's our husband, our kids, nobody's a not enough. Like this person's wrong and that person's wrong. When we're constantly complaining in our lives, we're shooting out energy that is going to then be answered back, if you want to think of it that. It's a boomerang. Law of attraction is a boomerang. It's like, okay, here you go, get more of that. And when we can start to stop those limiting thoughts, to stop those thoughts that constrict us, or those feelings that, are just staying there and not being processed. Emotions are even energy. When you release energy, you come back to the natural state of who we really are, and that's the divine. And so many people are so disconnected from that part that and they're focused on just the ease of it. There's the beauty about law of attraction is that it's going to help. It's your teacher. Law of attraction is a teacher.
Mm-hmm. So in some ways, it sounds like for some people, like I know when I coach people, we talk about you have to align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, right? And some people get stuck in their head, right? It's almost like they're trying to understand the law of attraction, like you said, conceptually, but they're not applying the belief of everything is energy. So if you just kind of approach law of attraction or any of the laws from an understanding without applying it or feeling it or changing your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings, you're going to get all jammed up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, for example, you could just even right now in this moment, whatever you're focusing on, whatever your eyes are looking at, whatever your ears are listening to, whatever, you're thinking in your head about what you're going to have to do, just ask yourself, is that something you continue to want to feel, or is it something that you want to change? Like, would you like it to be different? And if you want it to be different, how do you want it to be different? How would you be feeling? What would you be thinking? And from that place, of feeling what it would feel like, say you want to feel free instead of limited, start to connect with that feeling of freedom. And just even right now, if you can in this moment, because nothing changed in your outer reality. But if you want those things in your outer reality to change, meaning your finances, your career, your relationships, whatever, you have to have a different energetic essence inside of you that's going out as the energy tower that's going to then attract different circumstances and situations.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned Esther Hicks before, and she would say, reach for relief, right? Reach for improvement. Or she might even say, reach for a better feeling thought, which leads to a better feeling. And I think sometimes it's hard for people to wrap their head around that it's an inside job. right? Like
Yes.
if law of attraction isn't working for you, it's an inside job that you're not managing or fully cooperating with the law of attraction because you're off somehow. And if you could identify, is it particularly your thoughts? Is it your feelings? Is it beliefs? Is it what you're doing with energy? That would be a great place to start to understand why it's not working.
Well, money is like a perfect example of this, right? Money itself has no opinion. It's got no, judgments. It doesn't say, oh, I like this person or I don't like this person. Money doesn't have that. Money is just paper or coins. And it's energy. Honestly, it's like it's green energy.
Green energy,
and,
right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And money just doesn't go, hey, I decide today I'm going to go over to that person, but I'm not going to go to that person. We are in an energetic relationship with everything in the universe, including money. And so I like to think of money very similar to the law of attraction. It's going to respond to whatever we do. So if we have lower level vibrations about money or about people that have money or beliefs that money's bad or, money is the cause of struggle and pain and suffering because that's what you've always known, that continues to feed that relationship, and then money has to show up how you are dancing with it. But if you change the dance, if you've been doing the rumba and now you start to do the salsa, you start to have a different energy about money and different meanings that you're giving it, then you'll start attracting more of it.
And the same thing is true, whether you're trying to attract love or a new job or a raise, whatever you're trying to attract. It's everything. Really it's everything's the same. Yeah. I know in my coaching programs, we talk about the 4 must laws. So one of the messages I want to get out to people today is, you think about the law of attraction, but if you try to understand law of attraction on its own without the other laws, you don't have that knowledge that you were talking about before. And I know you talk about the 7 essential universal laws.
Yes.
Yeah, so just want to get that message out to people that if you're struggling with the law of attraction, you want to know that there's more than just the law of attraction as a universal law. And you might want to understand, things about the law of deliberate intent, law of allowing, law of detachment. We find that those are the 4 most important that we focus on.
Absolutely.
Law of abundance, right?
Yeah, for me, the law of sufficiency and abundance is really the one that I've been studying for 20 years, and the one that I feel is really, the most important, or literally pulls all of them together. Because if we are vigilant about where we are on, which side of the stick, which side of the spectrum we're on for any given subject, and if we can release the lack and shift into abundance, you're vibrating out a very high vibration, and then law of attraction will respond to that. Plus, it just feels good. You're accessing pure potentiality. You're totally detached. You're allowing, and you're also then the deliberate creator of it. So it's like all 7 laws kind of come together when you effectively apply the law of sufficiency and abundance.
Awesome. I love that. Well said. So we're about to take another break, and I'm just going to let Christy know the next question I'm going to ask her when we come back, and you guys are definitely going to hear the answer is, if she woke up tomorrow and she decided she wanted to manifest something in her life, what would she do, right? Because she's been able to manifest an amazing business, her husband, her children, so much of what she loves in her life. So be sure to join us in a couple of minutes when we come back, and we're going to find out how Christy, what she would actually do to manifest whatever she wants. And she's going to be sharing a gift with us about how you can deliberately design your awesome future.
We're making it easier to listen to the Voice America Talk Radio Network live wherever you go on iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android. Download it from the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Dr. MaryOz's Radical Change Coaching Program will help you set a healing foundation in your life and teach you how to manifest more of what you want. Are you ready to get the results and radical change you have been longing for too long? Very often our clients tell us that this is the most powerful coaching they have ever received. Come join us and start living life with more results, more love, more wealth, health, and peace, as well as inspiration. For more information, call Coach Sam at 1-833-447-CHANGE. Need help deciding if our Radical Change coaching program is right for you? Apply for a free strategy session with one of our coaches. Be prepared to dive deep and identify the areas in life in which you need healing and transformation. Together, we will clarify how to close the gap from where you are to where you want to be and discover what's possible now. How would it feel to get big changes in less than 30 days for you, your loved ones, and your business? Apply now by calling Coach Sam at 1-833-447-CHANGE or visit us at radicalchangenow.com.
Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog, Press Pass? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective. Plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at vapresspass.com. That's vapresspass.com. VA Press Pass by Voice America. All access, all the time.
Live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Get motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed.
Now you don't have to stay linked to your desktop or laptop. Take Voice America on the go and listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
You are listening to Radical Change Now with Dr. Mary Oz. If you'd like to participate in our discussion today, the phone lines are open. Reach us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. Let's get back to Radical Change Now. Here again is Dr. Mary Oz.
So we're here with Christy Whitman, and right before our last commercial break, I gave her a question. I was wondering, when she decides that she wants to manifest something into her life, something that she either wants to improve or something that she doesn't have that she wants, what exactly does she do on the inside, right? What does she do with her thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and her energy? And she's going to share with us how she is a master manifester and what she actually does.
Well, first thing I do, no matter what it is, I get really clear on what it is I do want. So if there is some kind of contrast happening in my life, I just had some contrast happen, for example, with a relationship. She was my nanny for 8 years and wonderful woman, helped us in so many different ways, but it no longer is working as the boys get older. They don't really need a nanny anymore. They're in school, So there's been different things that we've been zigging and zagging on, and it just is a good time to have, and end the working relationship. And so for me, it was like, well, what do I want? And it allowed me to get clear. It's like, do I want someone else to help us with that? Or is it just, Frederick and I, we get babysitters now, we want to go out, so this is just an example. But I asked myself, what do I want? And from there, I really feel as if I get into that space of there's got to be options, there's, all sorts of stuff. So I get clear, and then I take the steps with that clarity about what I want. So for example, if someone wants to, if I want to sell my house, right, I get clear on I guess it helps if you get a better, like a specific thing. If I want to sell my house, I go, okay, this is what I want. I'd like to see myself get this amount for the price, this many day escrow, whether I want to sell the furniture at the house or not, all the different things. I want a real estate agent that is respectful and fun to work with and has a good clientele, and, just writing all the stuff that I would want in my interactions, if any, because, let's say my husband takes care of the interactions, but if I have any interactions, what kind of interactions would I want with this person? What do I want my experience to be when I sell the house? And then I go into, all right, what do I need to do in order to do that? Are there things I need to get ready? Is there, how do I need to prepare the house? Do I need to take pictures off the wall? All those things that need to be done when you're in the process of selling a house. So I just write a list. I write a list of all the things that I want, what I want in, like, say, a buyer, and I get really clear. I write all that down because I truly believe that, we can have the thoughts and have the images in our head, which is awesome. There's that visualizing principle, and to be able to visualize it, what we want, and also feel what you're going to feel like once it has manifested, which is really super important. And I could go into that deeper. But I also believe in writing it down. Mm-hmm. And then what steps do I need to take to start moving with this momentum? And then I start doing them. I start checking them off the list.
So, yeah, there's a couple of steps in there. So if I could repeat back what I heard from you, Christy, is that, first of all, you get really clear, specific, and with also details, right? And you said you get clear on what you want. Then you move into this feeling part, right, where you actually feel what you want, and you specifically think about the different areas that are involved. Like, is my husband attached to this? What do I want my real estate agent to be like? How do I want her to treat me? So you just don't think about, I want to sell my house. Like, you really dive into some of the specifics and details of how you want the experience to not only go, but how you want the experience to feel.
Absolutely.
Right. And then you visualize, right? And of course you use the power of visualization.
Yeah.
And then you actually take time to write it down. And then you also sound like you are clear and specific about the actions that you got to take. And then while you're taking them, you're in belief, right? You're believing, like, this is going to happen and this action is going to help.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I move forward knowing that, with an expectation, but yet with a sense of detachment too, because if, like with law of detachment, if you're so clingy to the outcome and there's any energy that's around, like, ooh, when's it going to happen? And, that kind of stuff, I just let that go. I let the timing of it and the way in which it's going to happen and the person that's going to be, I just let all those details go. But I just hold the feeling that I think when selling my house, it's going to feel, so it'll feel free, it'll feel easy. I'm at a stage in my life where I'm like, if I really get to create my own reality, and I know I do because I have, and I keep stepping into that future vision that I keep creating. If I'm creating my life, and now I'm convinced I am, because of years of practice, I want it to be easy. I still, I want to show up, and I know how money works, and I know how career works, and I want to show up, and I want to serve, and I want to give a ton of value, and I know that I then get paid for that value that I'm giving. And that's just a clean and clear thing, is that I know I have a lot of value to give. Someone's going to hire me to give that value, and then I'm going to receive the monetary value from it. And yet I just want it to be easy. I don't want to have there be any type of struggle, drama. It's like, it's just easy is my word these days.
Right. So it's almost like that feeling of loving your life, loving the law of attraction. I know you spoke about loving money, right? You talk about that as well. But it's all those feelings of the things that you love or are feeling positive that's attached to what you want is the energy that draws it into you.
Yeah, everything is energy. And when we start to get that at even deeper levels, I've known that concept, right, as a concept for 10, 12, 20 years. But it's like each year, each situation, each time my level of awareness opens, I have a deeper understanding about everything as energy.
Very cool.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you have a free gift for our listeners today, and I believe it's called Deliberately Design Your Awesome Future. And tell us about the gift and what's so amazing about it.
Well, it's a webinar where I take people through this 3-step process for, creating what you want in your future. And, because the fact that all time is simultaneous and we are creating our future based on what we are being present with and what thoughts we are choosing and emotions we are choosing right now. But you can also work with a future self that exists. And there are thousands upon thousands of possible future selves that exist. And you can find and work with and connect with the energetic feeling and essence of the one that has the most fun and the most joy and the one that really, where you feel free or you feel abundant or successful. You get to design it, whatever your having it all is. And you get to work with that part of you that's already experiencing it and receive, transmissions of energy from it and communication and direction and, start building a relationship with an energetic relationship with the future that you want. And so you are deliberately designing it. And the webinar takes you through how to do that in a 3-part process. And that is my gift to everybody. It's a training.
And I'm sure, too, it's also about how to get there in the easy way, right? How to get there effortlessly. It's like the future self supports you in that, so it doesn't have to be so difficult. Yes, you are definitely guided by your future self. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So what I love about that is, I know sometimes in my coaching program when we talk about people building a bigger, brighter, better future, and you can just see people like, oh, but isn't that hard? Isn't that going to be difficult? And you're like, no, it's going to be fun. And we've got some amazing ways to get you there. And it's going to kind of be more like you flow there, right? And it kind of happens with the law of attraction and the other laws supporting you. So it's not as tough as it sounds to do.
Awesome.
Yeah. So where can our listeners get a hold of your free gift?
Do you have the link there? I believe it's Christy Whitman.
Yep, go ahead. Yep.
Well, I think it's ChristyWhitman.com, but I think there's a / something. So do you have the link? That would be great. Well,
what we did for you, I didn't know if you had a short link that you give out, but we actually, if people were to go to the Voice America host page for the Radical Change Now show or type in Dr. Mary Oz, we have a banner up. And if you click on that banner, it will take you to an opt-in page where people can sign up for the free gift that you're offering. So we encourage everyone to do that. It's 70 minutes of online training that I know you're going to be really happy with. So we have a few minutes left. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us? I know you have some other programs or anything else that you would like our listeners to know today.
Really the most important thing is that they have the power to, create and direct their life. And, it does begin with being able to process your emotions and feel what you need to feel. I mean, like we started to talk about what happened this past weekend in Las Vegas. And, the thing is, we can't deny the fact that it does affect us. And to be able to learn how to process that emotion and then move forward in what you do want to create and how do you want to see the United States coming together as a unified, country and, just all that. I mean, we have the power to really make a change by choosing the energy that we have and start loving each other instead of start this division that we have and come together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, something I learned in your program, too, there's something called light body work and meditation work. And like when I think about what happened this past weekend in Vegas, it's like, how can I just send some light, love, and energy? And, just send everyone, right? Send the whole state, the people, everyone involved. Just send them light and love, right? And before I met you, I never talked like that. That's a product of learning from you. But it's so true. It's like, what a beautiful gift that we can just send love and light to people that either we know or don't know that are hurting or just not in a good place.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for coming to the show today. It's been a pure pleasure for me to be able to ask you questions and really understand, how you operate with the law of attraction, and so appreciative of the lives that you touch and the difference that you make in our world.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mary. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for having me on your show. And I know the work you're doing is fantastic. You've actually helped me too by teaching me Ho'oponopono. I needed to use that last weekend, and it really does help in so many ways. So I appreciate you teaching me that beautiful gift.
My pleasure. Happy to do so. So that's it for today on the Radical Change Now show here at Voice America on the Empowerment Channel. But be sure to join us next week, as we'll be talking further about how to understand everything you need to know about the law of allowing, the law of detachment. And Coach Sam will be joining us, and she's going to be sharing some stories with us on how learning about the law of attraction and the 4 must laws have affected her life in a positive way. Have an awesome week, and we'll talk next week as well.
Thank you for tuning in this week for Radical Change Now. Be sure to join Dr. Mary Oz again next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Until then, have the best week of your life.
If you think you've seen online TV before, let us surprise you.
VoiceAmerica.tv is online now.
The leader in live internet talk radio has done it again. Multiple channels, a state-of-the-art viewing experience, live and on-demand programs streaming 24 hours a day. It's exactly what you want, when you want it.
VoiceAmerica.tv.
From health and wellness to business, sports, and everything in between. Discover our new world. Visit VoiceAmerica.tv now and experience the future of online television.
VoiceAmerica.tv.